In this short video, I'm going to take you through some truths and fundamentals of creating a scorecard that enables you to measure and monitor the performance of your business on a weekly basis. Now, I'm then going to show you specifically how you can create your scorecard. It's going to take you maybe up to about an hour to brainstorm with your family the types of things that you're going to need on your scorecard, and I'll show you that process. But just to dive straight into this, there's some truths that we need to help you understand about why you need a scorecard. The first thing is, and this is so true, what gets measured improves. What gets measured improves. And there's actually another one, what gets measured gets done. There's a real discipline in measuring things, and just the mere fact of you writing down measuring things, you'll notice an improvement. I've done a lot of study on improving success when it comes to wealth creation, and one of the golden rules is to actually write down your net worth or your asset value on a monthly basis, and just purely by doing that you will see significant growth over the long term. If you actually recorded every single thing that you ate, if you wrote it down, you will actually find that you will improve what you're eating. Same thing of recording exercise. Personal trainers get this at a whole level. And there's a really amazing study called the Hawthorne effect. And it was by a guy called Hawthorne. And he actually did a study on a big factory where he wanted to measure the effects of changes in an environment and the effect on productivity of the employees on the floor. And so what he did was he let the whole team know that they were being monitored. And he literally said, we're going to make some changes in the environment and we're going to measure the change in productivity. Now, the team members just heard we're going to measure the changes. So what they did was they dimmed the lights. That was the first part of the experiment. And Hawthorne discovered the most extraordinary thing. Productivity increased. There was more output across the board. Every single person raised the bar. The second change was they added some plants into the environment and output went up. The third change, they removed the plants and they dimmed the lights even more and output went up again. And Hawthorne made this enormous discovery that what gets measured will actually improve. If people know things are being measured, it will actually improve. So that's a big truth. Now, the other big truth is managing metrics, managing numbers will ultimately save you time. A lot of people don't want to do the recording because they think it's time consuming, but believe me, putting that little extra 30 minutes to an hour in a week to get these numbers, fill out your report, you will find that it will save you considerable time. Why? Because you can make predictions, you can make decisions. It will save you a lot of time. It will definitely give you a great pulse on your business and a chance to predict the future. We're going to be talking about why you need to be looking at monitoring 13 weeks on one piece of paper. And that will give you patterns and being able to really articulate what's coming up in the next quarter. So you'll be able to go back to these magic metrics, if you like, this report that you'll be doing on a weekly basis, and each quarter you may be able to adjust it and choose where you need to measure. This is a big one. Inspect what you expect. Now, you might be in this enormous debt, right? And what's happening is because you're not measuring it, you're busy and you're not really paying attention to it, so you don't really know what's going on. Whereas numbers don't lie. And so you might have this thought process that we're paying down the debt, only to find that the debt's gone up another $20,000, $30,000 in the space of a quarter. Now, that is because you're able to focus and by having the number written down, you can see it. Remember, numbers don't lie, just to lock that in. It requires hard work and consistency, but as we've mentioned, it is definitely worth it. It will save you time. And this is key as well. You need to ensure that someone within your farm owns this. So usually, the implementation manager, or you might even have that delegated to even a farmhand. In my particular business, the person responsible is actually my Filipino working from the Philippines. John, and he's actually in charge of owning this, and he has to have my numbers ready for my for the weekly meeting that we have at 10 a.m. every Monday morning. So a few fundamentals in order to get the scorecard set up correctly in your farming practice. It must be reviewed every week. It should be an agenda item. You need only minimum 3, maximum 15 numbers. Now these are things like, you could be measuring debt, you could be measuring things around cash flow, cash in bank. I mean, I'll show you how to come up with these, but you need to. I'll demonstrate on the next slide. It'll be easier. It's good to have a weekly goal for each measurement, just to set a bit of a milestone and a target for you to reach. And it's great to ensure that someone's accountable for each measurement. So in my business, I have 2 team members responsible for about 9 different numbers. And obviously John, I mentioned, is in charge of compiling it, but Anne has to get John the numbers she's accountable for, so he can then add them to the report, and we can review it. Now John has to chase Anne because he's ultimately in charge to make sure that she's got the numbers. So it's really important that you get that set up. If the goal's not hit, we need to address it at the weekly meeting. Again, I love this because it brings focus. So I might have in your case, it might be, why aren't we reaching this debt? It's right, there's an issue. Let's put some energy and focus into that in the next week. And it's really important to be able to see 13 weeks at a glance. And this just helps you, again, make predictions, look for patterns, see what you can see to improve your business. So here's an example of the attachment that enables you to create your weekly numbers, your reporting. So what you'll do is you'll put I'm just going to re-record this. You'll put the categories down. Oh, dearie me, that's no good. I'm just going to... The categories obviously go down. That's every time I'm moving, that is why that's occurring. I won't move. Categories get listed, as you can see, down the middle there. You can choose who's going to be responsible for each category. So I'll give you an example. Now, this is not going to be applicable for a farming business, but in my business, it could be amount of people viewing the YouTube channel. So John's going to be in charge of that. We've got a goal of 300,000 views. We're currently at 85,000 views. So this is an opportunity for us to really benchmark each week to determine and ensure that we're moving towards the goal. Okay, but John's in charge of filling that out each week. So the goal will go in, and then each week we record. So the way for you to set this up, and what you need to now do, is you need to